While we're waiting and listening to the start boats getting aligned, I'd like to mention that the Pacific Life Holiday Bowl invites you to come on out and take part in their Outrigger Challenge in Luau. That'll be held on Saturday, April 25th at Bahia Point. For more information, visit holidaybowl.com.
Well, we're back here at the start of Event 61, Women's Collegiate JV Petite Final. These crews that will be racing right now are racing for places 7 through 12. We have absolutely perfect weather down here at the start.
Iowa.
The wind, which started in the north, has clocked to the east and is settling down.
Sacramento State, UCLA.
The starter is currently pulling the crews. We have the alignment. The crews are still sculling for their points. We're moments away from start.
Attention.
Starter raises her flag.
Go.
And we have a start. Event 61, Women's Collegiate JV Petite Final. All boats away clean. And your first call at the 100 meters, we look to lane 3, Washington State, followed closely by the University of Miami. Lane 2, Iowa, and lane 5, University of California, Los Angeles, UCLA, are basically level at this point. Only two seats down is Sacramento State, and the outside is San Diego State University. As they cross the 250-meter mark, UCLA is pushed back up to be level with early leader Washington State as they settle in. Iowa is only a seat down. We look outside to San Diego State and inside the University of Miami. And then Sacramento State is currently still in the hunt, only 6 seats down at this point. Your current leader in lane 3, Washington State University. 2 seats up on UCLA, which is virtually level with Iowa. And then University of Miami and San Diego State, followed by Sacramento State. As we approach the 500-meter mark, first boat across, the early leader, Washington State University, followed by UCLA, and then Iowa, all within a seat of each other. And then we look outside of San Diego State, who maintains about half deck on top of Miami. And then 4 seats behind that, Sacramento State University. That's the call.
On the water right now is event number 61. This is the Women's Collegiate JV Petite Final. And we're looking at lane assignments quickly. University of Miami in lane 1. In lane 2, Iowa. Lane 3, and our current leader, Washington State University. In lane 4, it's Sacramento State. In lane 5, UCLA. And San Diego State University is out in lane number 6.
Well, the form crew in this race, based on yesterday's results, is Washington State University in lane 3. And at the moment, it looks as though Washington State have moved to assert some early dominance. But the rest of the boats in this race were all within striking distance of each other time-wise in yesterday's 3 heats. And the race for second and third place here could be a very, very tight one. As we come through at this point, we see that the only boat that's really trailed off a little bit is probably the boat in lane 4, Sacramento State. But the other boats are right in it.
This is what's kind of fun and exciting about the second day of racing, is the crews are matched rather closely, a little bit more closely than they might be out of a straight draw. And so we should have some exciting finishes, if not for first place, at least for runner-up positions. Right now, it's Washington State continuing to expand their lead, but on the far outside, UCLA, one of the two crews that got off to an excellent start, and the other being Iowa. Iowa has not parlayed their quick start into anything, at least so far, but Washington State is in the lead. Washington State at 1,000 meters, then outside to UCLA, then farther on outside, San Diego State, inside to lane number 3, check that, lane number 2 would be Iowa, and along the shoreline, Miami. The only crew that has fallen back is Sacramento State.
Yes, it looks like the University of Iowa are putting in a very strong third 500 in lane number 2, and they're certainly taking up the challenge with the two boats on the outside, UCLA and San Diego State. UCLA seem to have the advantage over San Diego State, but San Diego State are pushing at them hard out in that 6th lane. Both of those will be challenging the University of Iowa, who seem to have extended their lead over University of Miami in lane 1, but it's the Washington State crew who have gone out to the front of this race and are sitting on the front of it, controlling it at this stage as they come down towards the last 500.
Approaching 500 meters, that is Washington State University out of Pullman, Washington. Then looking to the outside, UCLA, open water back there, being challenged on the far outside by San Diego State. Iowa certainly not going away, as the three crews there, Iowa, UCLA, and San Diego State, are staying stroke for stroke. And then we have some open water back to check that, Sacramento State, and along the shoreline, Miami has fallen back just a bit. This is Washington State. Look to the outside. San Diego State has begun to make a move on UCLA, and Iowa in the gold jerseys closer to the shoreline certainly is in that hunt. Then we have open water back to Sacramento State, and along the shoreline, this is Miami.
These races very important, Alan, because in the context of team bids to the NCAA championships, how your JV boat does in each of these major regattas is very important.
While Washington State appointing themselves very well, it appears that UCLA has fought off a bit of a challenge by San Diego State, but they better look shoreward because Iowa is still hanging in. Then we have some open water back to Sacramento State and Miami on the shoreline. Open water for Washington State in the Women's Collegiate JV Petite Final. And our race appears to be shaping up between Iowa and UCLA. Checking it, UCLA about a half bow length lead over Iowa. Iowa apparently has the momentum, however, along the shoreline. This is UCLA on the outside, and Iowa's caught him bow point to bow point as the leader continues to be Washington State. Inside, it's Iowa. Outside, it is UCLA. Along the outside, San Diego State University, and Miami along the shoreline has begun to make a run. It is Iowa apparently catching up. Iowa on the near side. On the far side, UCLA a little too close to call on the far outside. San Diego State University along the shoreline. Miami picked it up towards the end, and Sacramento State trailing. Breast cancer will affect 1 out of 8 women during their lifetime. Early detection is vital for successful treatment. The Sharp Memorial Outpatient Pavilion has expanded its state-of-the-art digital mammography services to meet the growing demand for the latest technology in early breast cancer detection. For more information, call 800-82-SHARP or visit their website at sharp.com/OPP. Checking our lane assignments for the upcoming race number 62. It is the men's collegiate petite final. In lane number 1, UCLA. In lane 2, it is UC San Diego A crew. Santa Clara is over there in lane 3. Davis, University of California Davis is in 4. Colorado is in 5. And the University of California San Diego B boat is out in lane 6. Concept 2 offers a selection of blade designs. Stop by the Concept 2 booth to learn more about which blade would be best for your crew.
We are moments away from event 62, men's collegiate JV petite final. We have alignment, and we are waiting for the final points and polling.
UCLA, UC San Diego A, Santa Clara, UC Davis, Colorado.
One of San Diego Crew Classics longtime referees and international referee John Walker is your male voice that you hear at the starter.